lovely humans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Not sure what the message is today. This is a brand new card deck. This is a brand new spot that I'm sitting in my regular forest, but a brand new spot. Hope you enjoyed that little sound sesh. So I went and I got an Earth Power Oracle uh, deck. It was not, I didn't plan, I planned to get a deck. I was uncertain which deck I would be getting. So I sort of just went with it. And this is the one that after some contemplation and walking around the Botanica that I picked up this one. So I am not a fast talker unless I'm channeling. And even then, sometimes it's not fast because I am waiting for the messages. Hello, deck. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, these are fresh. They're like stuck together. You guys like the river? Earth Power Oracle. What do you have? What wisdom can you share today? Leaf literally just hit me right in my third eye. So there may be things coming and like your intuition might slap right now. Like it might coming in hot, like the sun. Coming in hot, like the fajita. All right, let's see. We have the Tarkine or the Tarkine. Growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I accept my own wild soul. I can be alone and connected. We have a dragonfly, blue dragonfly. Magdalena Bay, Baja. I birth new concepts and ideas easily. I'm full of flowfulness. in every part of my life. Grace permeates my being. So we have um, the Tarkine or Tarkine, I feel. We're going to read the book for these cards too because I'm new to this deck. But this sort of looks like where we are right now. More autumnish, which we are headed into autumn where I am. And Magdalena Bay, Baja, we have a whale. It's a whale of a tail. Again, bringing in the water, bringing in the orange. See, anything else? The Ganges. Oh. Oh. I forgive and do not fear. I accept where I am at this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. So I want to read straight across. Growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I accept my own wild soul. I can be alone and connected. I birth every new concept. I birth, every is not in there, but my spirit put it in there. I birth every new concept and ideas easily. I am full of flowfulness in every part of my life. Grace permeates my being. I forgive and do not fear. I accept where I am at this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. I feel like there's one more. Uluru. Uluru. I have power and it is real. I create my destiny. I carry the greatness of my ancestors in my body and soul. So we have sort of 2 days and 2 nights on the cards. Hi, little spider. Hi, little spider. So we started with the day card, and they both look like they're maybe sun setting. Well, this one looks like maybe sunrise. This one's definitely sunset. And then we have 2 moons in the middle. I'm just looking at the cards and pointing out what comes out to me as it might be significant for someone. Ferns, a badger, the whale, the lotus, the Ganges. Maybe somebody is looking forward to going to the Ganges, or it's on your bucket list. I'm hearing. Got henna, mandala. Um, I'm hearing stone structures, like ancient structures. All right, let's get into the book. At the bottom of the deck was Valley of Kings. Maybe some ties to Egypt that's not like at the forefront, but you know they're there. All right, let's see. Sun is shining and it is hot. Want you to know I'm over. Oh, you guys, a heron just flew by. Or an egret. I'm sorry, an egret. All right. I don't think that every card has a page. Hmm. Hello, little spider again. It's a little white spider that, like, it's deciding to hang out for the reading. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think every card has a page. Let's see. I don't think so. Unless my eyes are missing it. Nope, here it is. The Tarkin, growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I hope y'all can hear me. Oh no, you fell in my backpack. Hi. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh. Let me read that again. Growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I accept my own wild soul. I can be alone and connected. The key energies for this card are growth, wilderness, secrets, and isolation. As a sun sign Scorpio and many placements, four placements in Scorpio. This might be a message for some Scorpios out there. Well, this book also gives you GPS directions, like GPS coordinates for these places. This location is in Tasmania, Australia. So maybe someone is looking into going into thinking about Australia. So that was not a badger, that was a Tasmanian devil. The primary elements of earth and water. So we're gonna read the when you visit. There's descriptions of the author's journey in these spaces. Very cool. So we're gonna read the when you visit part. Be adventurous and do a multi-day walk if you can. There are guides available if you are not confident in on your own. The Tarkin is best discovered on foot with some time on your hands. You need to take everything with you, although fresh water is available normally in rivers and streams. You can walk the coastline or go deep into the forest. It's a big place. This is a fragile ecosystem, so leave nothing behind. So, what that's giving me is you're in a season of new, you're in a season of growth. You may be doing it by yourself in the physical, but you're not doing it by yourself. Like, if you know, you know, you got your guides, you're tapped in, you can speak to them, they speak to you directly. You don't need an intermediary. although you may have found some soul family that um, assist you in feeling connected um, on the human plane. I'm also getting a in the so leave nothing behind. It's a fragile ecosystem, so leave nothing behind is like if there are things that are coming up that are out of alignment that need to be handled, be sure to speak on them and allow what happens, but try not to leave a bunch of loose ends because you'll have to return to them. I feel like this is one of those you're in your last or last two, yeah, I'm hearing last two life cycles right now in this earthly plane. And this is one of your opportunities to explore the wild of who you are and not leave loose ends behind in this era. Okay, let's go to Magdalena Bay. See what that message is. So Magdalena Bay Baja is I birth new concepts and ideas easily. I am full of flowfulness in every part of my life. Grace permeates my being. So we have playfulness, perceptiveness, flowfulness, grace. Flowfulness. I've never seen that written. It sounds like a word that I would have put together in a session with a client. But it's giving like um flow fullness. Like your fullness is in your flow where you can be playful and you can have um, grace, not struggle. This location is in California, sir, Mexico. The element of water is being brought up here, and when you visit, is it's all about the ocean and the whales here. Often the whales are so very close that you can easily spot grays from shore at Puerto Lopez Mateo. The idea here is to get out onto the bay and experience the magic of the world's biggest mammals. I have never ever met anyone who gets close to a whale and isn't affected positively. Dolphins are common as are seals and huge range of seabirds. Allow yourself to engage with the energy of so many incredible sea beings and fill yourself with wonder and grace. So, as a inlander, not inlander, a U.S. mainlander, um, that's coastal, I find that as right now, my most grounded places are when I am in waterways. Uh, so I'm gonna move this. I don't know if you can still see my face now. I don't think so. There we go. Um, I like to listen to the cicadas. So waterways, large waterways, especially the ocean. One of the things about the ocean is that as a, I'm hearing earth star seed, one of the things that you feel without even going fully into the ocean is the presence of these large other beings. Like to sit on the beach in Hawaii or to sit on the beach in the Gulf of Mexico, one of the things I noticed was the vastness of the water being grander than the vastness of the beings that are vast. And what that's bringing me right now is that if there is space for these large beings, then there is space for you. There's space for you to birth your new concepts. There's space for you to birth your ideas. There's space for you to find flow. Like, there are many whales in the ocean, but they're not butting heads and running into each other. In the human plane, in the humanoid matrix, we've made it feel, um, it's been made to feel like there's not enough space when there's always enough space because you're the only person inside of you. Butterflies. So there's enough space inside of there. There's enough space to birth those new ideas, um, and have them come out, and allowing your, I'm hearing, allowing your baby steps to be as graceful as they are clumsy, um, because it's okay. And we're going to go to the Ganges now. I'm at a public park, so I'm sort of at the entrance. Not necessarily at the entrance. I'm off on the water's edge, but one of the entrances is right here. So if you hear trucks and stuff, and there's a whole bridge that goes over top. But the Ganges, I forgive and do not fear. I accept where I am at this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. Fearlessness, fecundity, Fecundity. I don't know what that means, and I'm recording from the phone, so I can't look it up at this moment. But acceptance of cycles, flowfulness. There's that word again. Flowfulness and growth. India and Bangladesh as location. Water again as the element. So I was saying earlier how I felt Scorpio energy coming through, and I'm a Scorpio, so the Scorpio energy, as me being me, is a part of it. But this might be my water sign reading. um. So the when you visit, most visitors meet the Ganges at one of the sacred tirthas, tirthas, fords, like Varanasi. Varanasi. If one dies in Varanasi, it is believed to be extremely fortunate to be cremated on the banks. and have your body disintegrated by and within the river herself. It is an incredible and very humbling thing to witness. It is common knowledge that the Ganges is polluted, but stops no Hindu from seeking a blessing. I suggest you sit for a while along the bank or on a step and watch the people go about their rituals. Watch the focus and grace as a woman flicks the water to her face with a cherry red flower to punctuate a mouthed prayer. Watch as a man wades in to his waist and spreads the ashes of a loved one, singing as he goes. Watch too as an elderly Sidhu gently submerges himself completely and then breaks the surface again with a radiant smile. All these people are more happy devotees to the waters that are said to bring beauty, life, and heaven to the world. So again, like I was saying, the waters right now, water signs are thought to be the emotional uh sect. However, yes, and there's a sacred there's a sacredness to being able to connect with one's emotions and allow them to flow and not be caught up in the containers, in the confines. There's a sacredness to being able to transform one's own structure, um, from liquid to steam to ice and boiling and back again. There's a sacredness to water that is, it's sort of never ceasing, like emotions, like feelings. As you go through the world, um, we feel. It's a part of our genetics, it's a part of our avataric form, is to be able to have proprioception and feel where we are in space, have um, nociception, and be able to know when something is painful. Uh, as the waters in water signs, we flow against and around and through and over and under. Um, and sorry, it was a lanternfly. And that's one of the things that is a strength. And it's one of the things that is necessary at this time, in my opinion, because we lack autonomous flow with feeling and emotion. You're supposed to feel certain ways. You have to feel a certain thing about a certain thing. And contentment is not something that is valued anymore. It's um it's becoming something that is being placed in scarcity, like, oh, my contentment is scarce, when it doesn't need to be. There can be, like I said earlier, the whales in the ocean are large, but they're not running into each other. You know what I'm saying? So be a devotee to your own waters, is what I'm feeling, because it'll bring beauty and life and heaven into the world. Maybe you need to sing more. Maybe you need to stop holding yourself while you're sitting at your desk and go use the bathroom. Maybe you need to take more baths Maybe you need to spend more time in your showers and meditate and allow the water to run off you, because baths, you're sitting in it, whereas in a shower it's being picked up and carried away. um so yeah, that might be a practice to bring the Ganges energy into your life, that healing waters. Finally, we have Uluru. Uluru. If I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, my apologies. Let's see. I have power and it is real. I create my destiny. I carry the greatness of my ancestors in my body and soul. Creation, blood, magic, fertility are the key energies of this card. This is also in Australia. Um, and the earth and water are the primary elements. So the when you visit, watch the light play upon Uluru and see how this mysterious rock changes color constantly or continually, sorry. Take a walk with the indigenous peoples and listen to the stories of the dream time associated with this ancient place. Do not climb Uluru, as this disrespects both the original peoples and the genus, genius loci of the place. Photography in certain areas of Uluru is prohibited due to their secret and sacred nature. This request should be noted. Instead of climbing, walk around Uluru and treat it like a moving pilgrimage, should you wish, opening all of your senses to the experience. I feel like this is a message for someone who I said this earlier in this message, but like you're on your last or second to last go round in this 3D existence. It is important to hold that as sacred. It is important to, I'm hearing, keep some things for and to yourself as your sacred practice, as a sacred space, as a sacred monument amongst this earth. I'm hearing amongst this earth. There's a sacred spark that you've been able to tap into and find that's as old as the earth, I'm feeling. And it's not to be tampered with. It doesn't need to be healed. It doesn't hold any trauma. It doesn't hold any resentment. It doesn't hold any dramas. It is it is the I am. It is. And you've done so much work to the point where you are there. You're there in visible awe of it. It is not to be touched, although it is to be revered and communed with. And it's much like this image I'm feeling, where this, every other card has elements of water. This is in the desert. This is in the desert. And it, if we think about water and structures, even a rock, a solid rock that constantly gets run over by a running stream every day gets worn down. This version of, or not even version of self, this proponent of self, this sacred proponent of self, it sits in the desert not because of the barrenness, but because of the ability to hold its form in that space, to um, to, I'm hearing, hold the fire in that space without it being tampered with or cooled down by the flow of the emotions of others. You must hold that sacred space and not let it be deformed by, I'm hearing, the hands or emotions of others. That's your sacred seat. Okay, I feel like that's the message. I'm going to read the cards, um, the messages that are written on the cards one more time in succession, and then we're going to call it. Growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I accept my own wild soul. I can be alone and connected, much like the Yuluru. I birth new concepts and ideas easily. I am full of flowfulness. In every part of my life, grace permeates my being. I forgive and do not fear. I accept where I am this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. I have power, and it is real. I create my destiny. I carry my greatness. I carry the greatness of my ancestors in my body and soul. That's the message. It could be for anybody, but I feel like if you have, I'm hearing over 5 major placements, or 5 placements, period, in a water sign, particularly Scorpio, because of the desert and the water, then this may be your reading. Okay. All right. If it resonated with you, please feel free to uh, share how in the comments. And I thank you for hanging out at the river and checking out this new deck with me. All right. Create a great day. Peace and blessings.